Imagine this. Mountains of plastic, paper, and waste piling up around our cities. Someone looks at a volcano, a giant pit of fire and lava, and says, why not just throw it all in there? Let the earth burn it for us. Sounds smart, right? A natural incinerator, hotter than anything humans can build. But here's what would actually happen if we tried. Volcanoes look powerful enough to melt anything. But most lava is around 1,200 to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, about the heat of an industrial furnace. That's enough to burn paper, wood, and most plastics. But not everything melts that easily. Metals like steel or titanium can handle way more heat than lava can give. And dangerous stuff, like nuclear or chemical waste, needs extreme temperatures or special chemical treatment to be made safe. So if we tossed all kinds of trash in there, a lot of it would just sit, sizzle, or even harden inside the lava. Now here's the scary part. When you throw cold garbage, or even worse, wet garbage, into lava, it doesn't quietly disappear. The sudden heat causes the water and moisture to explode into steam. That explosion can throw burning lava hundreds of feet into the air. People have actually tried small-scale versions of this, even tossing small bags of trash into lava lakes. And the results were explosive, literally. Now, imagine thousands of tons of city waste dropped in at once. That would trigger huge bursts of gas, ash, and molten rock shooting in every direction. So instead of cleaning up the planet, you've just created a brand new disaster. Okay, let's pretend we somehow managed to keep it stable. The lava melts and burns the garbage. Problem solved? Not even close. When garbage burns, it releases toxic gases: carbon dioxide, chlorine, heavy metals, and dioxins. All those chemicals would go straight into the air through volcanic smoke. Basically, we'd turn volcanoes into giant pollution cannons, pumping toxic clouds into the sky. That's not solving waste. That's turning it into poison. And even before any of that, how would we even get all this trash to a volcano? Most active volcanoes are in remote, dangerous places: islands, mountains, deserts. Hauling millions of tons of waste there would mean using thousands of trucks, ships, or even planes. That alone would release more pollution than the trash we're trying to destroy. So logistically, it's one of the most expensive, energy-wasting ideas ever. Some people might say, well, if it's dangerous nuclear waste, maybe volcanoes are the safest place for it. Actually, it's the worst. Volcanoes aren't hot enough to destroy radioactive material. If we dumped it inside, it might just get buried temporarily, until the volcano erupts again and throws it all back out. So, congratulations. You've just turned a volcano into a radioactive grenade. Let's simulate it. A garbage truck backs up to a lava lake. The first batch of waste falls in. It starts to melt and smoke. Steam builds up, and boom. The lava bursts outward like a bomb. Toxic fumes rise into the air. The surface of the lava starts to harden with cooled trash on top. The vent gets blocked, pressure builds, and the volcano erupts. The end result? A mountain of flaming garbage, toxic air, and possibly an eruption big enough to force people to evacuate. The idea feels natural. Volcanoes already melt rock, so why not melt our trash too? But volcanoes aren't ovens. They're unstable, unpredictable, and open systems that release whatever you feed them back into the air or ground. It's not recycling, it's just moving the problem from the land to the sky. There is a better idea, and it's already happening. Scientists use something called vitrification, a process where waste is melted in a controlled furnace and turned into glass-like blocks. This locks up the harmful chemicals permanently. Some systems even recover energy from burning waste safely, without massive pollution. That's how real incineration works, in a controlled plant, not on the edge of an erupting volcano. If we dumped our trash into volcanoes, some would melt, some would explode. Most would just pollute the air and maybe trigger eruptions. The Earth doesn't need help destroying things. It's already good at chaos. So next time someone says, why not just use volcanoes? Just remember, volcanoes don't recycle. They revenge.